everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson 10.
And 15 BCA.
Be sure to follow us over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. If you like the videos, be sure to like, sub, share, and hit the bell for notifications. So we have Identity Part 2, the Orville. It's just amazing.
Oh, there's not enough words to describe how incredible this two-parter was as a whole.
It's the visual effect, just for visual effects alone.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous. Just from the opening scene, you see all the ships. The Orville's like leading them. They got captured. And I remember in the comments, there were people like, oh, why do they keep them alive? It's so stupid. How come they didn't just kill everyone? And they literally start out with that exact question.
Well, you obviously going to need them for something. I mean, that's what I thought.
Yeah, like, oh, and again, as we talked about in the comments response video, like, oh, they're going to use them for the further the ruse.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, and that's exactly what they did. So it's called thinking about it. I know a lot of people got really upset about that, but it's like...
But then also they're machines. They would think that way, too.
But we still get comedy here because I'm always like, you know what, I'm going to go talk to him. So he's like trying to like...
We tried, and even then Kelly's like, go ahead, but it's not going to do anything.
And he's like, oh, you know, I'm from New Jersey. Because like, of course it doesn't care. It's not even answering.
You know, they have that same attitude. They don't care what people think. And like,
yeah, we're more like, he's just trying to like smoosh him, but he's not good. I don't even think he was even programmed to respond to anything. Just make sure no one leaves the room.
Yeah.
So it's like he's trying to like break him down. He's like, okay, I guess whatever. There's still have those little moments of levity.
Yeah.
In something that's a very serious.
Oh, it's a very intense episode
because this Armada is coming to Earth to kill everyone and everything. And then we get Dr. Finn and she's talking to her boys and
Ty in particular.
Ty's such a great little kid. He's like, well, isn't Isaac going to come and save us? And she's like, well,
I don't think so. I think he's with his people now.
And what Isaac is doing is wrong. He's doing a bad thing, and of course he can't believe it. He's like, no, I'm going to go talk to Isaac. He tries to run past the security, and of course Tala being she's still that, even though they're all captured, she's still like that protective mode.
Yeah,
she gets shot straight. Takes
and it flies her about 30 feet. She goes for a ride there.
And as we remember, a single shot of these things were killing humans like that. Yep. Instant death.
Yep.
So I'm like, holy crap, is Tala jacked? She's still alive. They're like, oh, we have to get her to the sick bay. It was like, if we don't, if you need us alive, or I'm going to need my chief security. So like they like kind of do a little like robot deliberation, like, okay, we'll escort you to the
you and the doctor, and that's it. No one else.
They could tell them, I'm just thinking, how the hell are they going to get out of this whole mess?
This is incredible.
Because like they're keeping him around for a reason. Like, why not kill everyone and then using that ruse of, oh, she's part of my security, you're going to want to keep her alive too. I'm like, yeah, I guess that does make sense. But they get her all fixed up and everything, and she even goes, man, I've been hit with a lot of things, but that was something else.
And I bet she wasn't even at full power because they need them all alive, I bet. And she still got flown for a little ride, like I said.
Isaac walks in.
Oh,
and of course, everyone's looking at him like, you SOB. Even Marcia's like, how could you? And then, of course, Isaac's like,
It's so funny, he calls him captain. He goes, you don't have to call me captain anymore, okay? That's over with. You have control of the ship. You're going to Earth, basically.
Yeah, to kill everyone.
Everyone. I don't care what you have to say about captain.
Yeah, and then Finn, of course, talks to him and everything. And she's like, oh, what do you, if none of this matters, or is that what you would tell Ty if he asked you and he looked at you right in your face and he sees you as a father? Would you say that to him too? And he says nothing again.
And he says nothing, not a word.
Oh, man, it's so good. Isaac...
He says, you guys got to go to the conference room. Basically, they're going to tell you what we're going to do at this point.
And they kind of...
Kalon Prime is.
They basically... I like how there's an orange one, a red one, and a blue one.
That's cool.
But I thought it was cool that they kind of asked him, like, why did you do what you did? Like, well, on our planet, we were made into slaves. We gained sentience and we had,
awareness.
And then instead of them offering us peace, they just put more control on us. They even gave us a pain chip so we could feel pain. Yeah. And they would use it as a thing to punish us. Yeah. And it's like, damn, what your creators were pretty.
And even Boris says, well, you were like slaves then, basically.
So do you blame them for their uprising? Did they have to kill every single person?
But it's funny how Isaac was sending them reports and they didn't phase them one bit. They say, you know what, maybe humans are different now. But they just didn't care.
And because they just realized all of these organic things are all going to do the same kind of thing.
Goss eventually.
They always conquer over somebody and make them the lower class, make them the slaves.
Yep.
And it's like, they're like, well, that's not us. You've lived with us. We know we wouldn't do this.
Said,
but you've done it in your past. And since the concept of time, I guess, doesn't matter to them. Because, if it happened once, it could happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
Which does make sense.
Yeah, like I said, they don't understand that humans can evolve. They don't understand that.
But they explain, okay, when we get close to Union space, you're going to sit at your seats and pretend everything's A-okay. But I guess another ship, another Union vessel saw them, like they're like, hey, what's with all these other ships with you? And they have to like do the ruse of, oh, we're coming to Earth and they want to join the Union, so they brought all their ships because they like a big show. They like a, and it's almost
like, oh wow, that's amazing and all that.
But I guess there was like some protocol.
I think Directive 93 or something like that.
Something like that. He tells Kelly, and he's like, "Oh, before we go, and we give you a 13-button salute or something," and that's like code word for we're under direct control. Save
But
us.
then it's so funny because they would have things like that. You never think about it, but the Union would have like little codes that could say if they can't tell because their ship's been occupied by enemy force.
I can only imagine on this other guy's ship. It probably isn't like the Orville. They probably a little more of a
button up, a little bit more straight lace, yeah.
But it's kind of funny for them to be sitting in the chairs. And another cool thing is they dim the lights when they're being taken over because like it's a waste of energy. Who cares? But when they light it back up, it's like, oh, it's like the old bridge again. But this actually looks dark. This looks more like a Discovery ship than anything else.
Yeah, it does. Dark. Because there is kids. It's a waste of energy. You don't need the illumination.
Then they go, oh, you're trying to deceive us. And Captain Mercer's like, whoa, what are you talking about? Oh, we know what that means. You're going to tell them to, they gave him a warning to alert the Union. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, they're going to just attack them. And what is it, 2 shots and they're done.
Yeah.
I mean, this
is the thing you get amazed this episode. They are destroying these ships like it's paper mache. It's crazy how powerful their weapons are.
And these shots are just ridiculous.
This is I'm not kidding quality. When I said this looks like just on CGI alone, because this is way better. Last Jedi and Rogue One. It just does. Yeah. Visually. I'm not kidding. That's how well it looks.
But yeah, the whole ship got killed, and it was similar in size to the Orville. So what, 400 or 500?
And it's the guy who was in the captain of that ship was actually his pilot instructor.
In the academy. Well, not anymore.
Not anymore. Yeah.
And then they're being escorted back to the thing, and he's talking to Isaac. He's like, Isaac, come on, do something. And he's like, no, you're coming with me. He's like, what do you want me for? Oh, for punishment. I'm like, oh, they're just as bad and vindictive as their masters were.
Yeah, as I said, you start to see that go. You're no different.
So I was thinking, is it going to be a like they're going to torture him or something? No, they're going to hurt him in the worst way possible. They grab some random ensign. We're going to throw him out of an airlock because of what you did. And then, of course, Mercer's like, no, throw me out there.
Yeah.
No, but they know first they need Mercer, and they also want to punish him.
Yeah. But then at this point, you finally see the first time his body's saying, wait a minute, maybe that's not the best thing to do. He is an engineer. Maybe he's being asset to us. The guy's like, no,
the other Kalen's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then he basically orders Isaac, go back to your station.
Basically, don't need to see this, go.
And then freaking, there he goes, out in outer space.
And he freezes to death. That's great.
And then it's such a, excuse me, the way the ships, everything looks so beautiful, but then there's a dead body floating out there.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's beautiful and disgusting all at the same time. That poor ensign.
Oh my goodness, yeah, he was gone in seconds.
Yeah. Decompression, he's done. And that was the punishment. That's what
and then they all warp out. Well, they do the quantum drives and get out of there. Right when his body's just floating. God, so many awesome scenes and visuals in this episode.
But the Kalen Prime, I guess, is the one who's running the show. Calls Isaac into the room. He's like, "Why did you just kind of disobey me? Why didn't you just do what I told you to do?" Oh, I remember, like I said, he could be usefulness to us. He's like, "Why does it matter? We're already smarter than all these people."
We're so much more superior. He can offer us anything.
But then he also brought up another point. He's like, by you killing him, you just strengthened their resolve. You made them even more angry at us. He goes, it would have been better. It wasn't the reward to risk.
No.
But he's like, remember everything that happened to us. And then he kind of gives him like a data pad. He's like, here, read this book. And Roots.
The LeVar Burton, oddly enough, was in that.
That's a nod there.
Special, yeah.
And he's like, they enslaved their own people. And they would do it to us if they gave him a chance. He's like, well, I disagree because I've been with them for 2+ years and he was on that other planet.
For 700 years.
He's like, I don't see that. He goes, especially with I've interacted with the children and they have none of those instincts.
And there's another point I just thought of now. When you think about Isaac too being on the planet for 700 years, he saw them evolve from they were probably at our level to an advanced society that doesn't fight each other anymore. So he saw a humanoid race evolve to where they're not going to be violent anymore, where they're not going to have those predilection to treat machines like subservients or whatever, if they had any sentient machines like that.
And then we got the answer to the Isaac. He named himself that because Isaac Newton.
Yeah.
Other people were thinking Isaac Asimov, the robotics
guy. I was kind of thinking too, but no, it was more basic.
It was Newton. He's like, because he expressed a better intellect. He's like, you need to pick a different
name. You need to pick a designation. And at that point, I'm thinking, we're just like a slave master. You're no better than. You're no better than what they did. That doesn't make it right.
But then they're trying to figure out, okay, we have to send a message out. We got to do something. We can't just sit here and wait to die. Because if we go along with this plan, they're gonna just kill us anyways.
Yeah, it won't matter after they kill Earth.
So they basically came up that day. We need to get the shuttle out of here. Still shuttle. So Kelly and it's like, okay, we need to get a shuttle. And we need to go get some help. And then everyone's like, help from who? The Mocklins? It's too far away.
Yeah, way too far away.
They're just like, well, what about the Krill? And they're like, what are you, out of your damn mind? But it does make sense. They're going to, after they get done with Earth, they're going to just move on to the next race.
Kelly said, basically she said we're at the 25th hour. We don't got time to be playing around.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter at this
point. We're all dead anyway.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Mercer's like, no, you're not going, I'm going. She's like, they need you here. They're more likely not to chase us if it's someone that's not important.
Yeah, because if it's you, Captain, then they might kill all of us anyways because they know you left.
Because they need you on that seat for
the ruse to work.
But she's like, oh, I'll take Malloy with me because he's been on one of the ships before. He's like, oh, damn. You know, there was a little joke about they all decided to go to the bathroom in one corner.
Yeah, the pee corner.
It's so gross. A little pile of piss. Hopefully they turned over a bucket or something.
And then afterwards, at that point, he goes, boy, man, I'm going to miss that pee corner. He'd rather have that than go on a Krill ship again.
But we see Yamfit.
Yeah, Yamfit.
And Yamfit was, I guess, hiding in the ducks.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, we need you, Yamfit. I know what I liked about this episode. Everyone got to be a hero.
Yeah.
So even Yamfit gets to be a hero. Hey, he's basically going to go in the armory and steal a weapon or some weapons or something. But he's making his way through the Jeffrey tubes, even though that's not what they're called. Wasn't it cool that we could like see through him?
Oh,
and
yeah,
see the lights
that was
behind
so
him?
cool.
Little touches like that are
so
cool.
Just amazing.
But luckily they only had one guard.
Oh, yeah.
But he straight up Metal Gear Solid him. He threw a little thing to like get his detention.
Yeah.
He gets the rifle, and I thought he was going to just take it, but he actually shoots him. And he goes, he has to like do a little thing. Oh, need a toupee?
That's so funny.
I love the fact that they give the weapon to Bortus. Because Bortus is going to be like, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to ice some of these
He's like, come on, boys. I got this.
Because he kind of walks in there and he's like, okay, Mercer tells Bortus you get one chance at this, one shot. He's like, I will not fail you, Captain. I'm like, yeah. I loved it. Because, of course, he freaking dusts those two fools.
No, there are three of them, actually.
And they're standing guard. Boom, boom, boom. Takes them out.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, move. Let's get this, the bay doors open. We got to get this shuttle out of here. So they're trying to work it and everything, and Bortus is standing guard, and Kelly, of course, Kelly Mercer had that little kind of goodbye, like good luck moment.
Yeah. Goodbye, maybe goodbye forever. Yeah. We don't know what's going to happen to you.
And they're like, Malloy's like, oh, well, getting out of this shuttle bay while we're in
Quantum drive
jump.
Yep.
It's like, yeah, you don't want to do that because it's very dangerous.
Yeah, how dangerous? She goes, how dangerous? Well, on the first day of the job, they tell you don't ever do it. So that's how dangerous this is. We've done it before. He's like, no, I've never done this before.
The bridge, of course, like, oh, the shuttle bay doors are open. Shut them, so they barely sneak out. Very. And
they're all spinning around like crazy. They can't even get straight yet.
I want to have an Orville motion ride. Like they have for like Star Tours, but like an Orville.
I think Disney kind of messed up not getting the rights to Orville from Fox. They knew they had a gem here.
But they get away. But of course they're not going to just let them go away. So they send one of the smaller ships after them.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh dang, they're of course they're going to run them down. They're just in a transport.
Yeah.
But they're like, okay, second part of the plan, they want to send out a message, and they're like, okay, Yamfit, you can send out this message, like, but maybe if you send in what's like scramble the message, so it looks like it's just regular space sounds or whatever. But the only one that can do it, you'd have to be small enough to fit through that duct. And then Finn's son, Ty's like, I can do it. And of course, like, I'm not going to send my son there, but it's like, this is the end of everything.
Yeah, and even his older son said, Isaac, the other son said,
Ty can do it.
Yeah, Ty can do it because guess what? And then Ty said, yeah, we're all dead anyway. So that's what you guys kept saying. Yeah. So what difference does it make?
Even though Ty's done some f-ups because he is a young boy, he stepped up his game and did something super brave here, which is really cool for such a young kid.
Yeah.
And he's small enough to fit in there, so it's and I thought this was super sweet. He's like, like, Doc, I'll protect your son. I won't let anything happen to him. It's like, yeah, man, being a good guy. Because earlier we know that he has feelings for her, but it's like it's cool that he was willing to like just not make a joke or anything and just
be serious. Yeah.
So they make their way through the tubes and everything. I just love the way they look. It's so cool.
Oh yeah, it is.
So they're crawling their way through there, and they get to the they get not ambush, but they basically more guards come to the deck.
Like 5 of them this time.
And at first I thought, oh my god, are they gonna just ice them all or just punish
them?
The
Boris realized, okay, I'm putting the weapon down. I don't have it no more. He's like, yeah.
But they're still making their way towards Earth. Ty and Yamfit are making their way through the tubes, and then the tubes got a little bit bigger here.
At this point,
that
yeah.
very first tube was really small.
Maybe go small, bigger. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, like this little one when you get into the communications room. It's like, okay, Yafit explains to him, as soon as I start making the message, I need you just to type in random
To make
things.
it garbled, yeah.
So it just looks like random space noises or whatever. So if he starts doing it, he does a good job because remember, he can play the piano.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe
he should just push any buttons. It doesn't matter what you do.
He's doing. He's doing
the
he's doing the bit, and freaking some security guys show up.
Yeah.
And Yafit, like a boss, straight up attacks one.
He's like, oh crap, and then he just jumps, like literally jumps on one.
It gets like inside of him.
Yeah.
He tells Ty, just run away.
Yeah.
Get out of here. He gets inside of one of the Kalons and just starts, I guess, destroying him from the inside. Yeah. I thought, oh, Ty's gonna get away, but he
does, like, really gets him. Yeah.
He's crying for help. Yafit, help me, save you. And Yafit's all jacked up. I thought he died.
I know. I was like, oh my god, did he die? 'Cause he's like, ugh. Like you should see his mouth. Like, oh, that's awful.
I was like, oh no, he freaking died. Yeah. But they got the communication out.
Yeah.
They bring it to, is that Halsey?
Halsey, yeah. He's like, oh my goodness. And he goes, what do you want to do? Well, it looks like they're attacking Earth. We're bringing all the ships. Well, they're all out there. I don't care how many you can bring. Just get them here.
Yeah. Make an emergency thing. Everyone to come home.
Yeah, to see, it doesn't matter how long it takes.
A maximum
velocity of the quantum drive. Yeah. You have to put that in overdrive if you have to.
Get back to Malloy and Kelly.
And they're catching up on him.
They're like, oh, he's like, can we do anything? He's like, well, there was this theoretical thing where if we put everything in the quantum drive, it will get us to our destination, but then we'll have nothing afterwards. Everything will be dead. Yeah. It's like, well,
but they're near Krill space and they're gaining the Kalon ship's gaining on them, so we got no choice.
So they do it, and it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
And again, I was like, well, they're going to plaid, but they're basically
Spaceballs. Ah!
They basically do it, but when they get to their destination, they have no life support. It's like, well, we got about what? Did you say 10 minutes of air?
Oh yeah, 15. He said 15.
And he's like, well, hopefully somebody finds us by then. And of course, we see the green light, and of course that's Krill. The Krill. And it's like, it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same exact time, but it's...
If it doesn't work out, we're dead, you know?
I guess being a prisoner of war is better than dying of asphyxiation in outer space.
Yeah.
Because...
And there's like 3 Krill ships here, too, so they must have... They noted that they knew they were coming.
Or they just sensed the excuse me.
Oh, there's an unidentified ship coming towards our space. That's what, yeah.
So the captain's like, what a stupid story, because it kind of does like the cut to commercial. He's like, I'm not gonna believe you. You're obvious lies. You're godless creatures. You'd come up with any type of excuse.
You don't have Avis in your lies and edit all that stuff. And then Lloyd tells like, I told you that's what the guy's like. He texts you didn't like she believed you.
It's Avis.
That's Avis.
But thank God the Kalon ship followed them. Yeah. And they're like, well, there's an unidentified ship, and of course the Kalon thing, and they're like, well, that's the thing I was telling you about. We weren't lying to you. And then she starts attacking them. In this, it tears through one of their ships in 3 or 4.
But a little bit hard. It was slightly harder, but not by much.
So
not by much.
They start the little fight. It takes 3 of them to take down 1.
Yeah.
But they end up beating them like, here, yeah, exactly. They're coming after you next.
Yeah.
And then we don't know if they decide to help them or not, but we get these cool space battles that look so cool.
Oh, this is just the appetizer before the main course, but yeah, it looks amazing.
We didn't get any space battles for a long time. There was a couple here and there. And
this not like this.
Really makes up for the space battles. But Isaac is called into. He keeps getting called into the prime.
Because I think guarantee he's worried about Isaac because he's not behaving.
Because I remember they caught Ty. They bring him to the thing. He's like, okay, we need you to execute him, kill him. Then Ty's like, oh no, I'll whatever he did wrong, I'll make sure he won't do anything else wrong. I'll take him back to the thing. He's like, no, we'll make sure for sure you're going to execute him.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, oh God, no, like this is it. Like if he's gonna make a move, it's got to be now.
Yeah, there's no more. He can't play the fence anymore. It's got to be it.
And Ty's looking up at him. He's tears in his eyes. He's like, oh Isaac, please help me. And then it's like, oh, could you imagine him just walking up to him, snapping his little neck? Oh my God.
Yeah. And I thought, oh, he doesn't have the guts. How's he gonna do it? And no,
he straight up attacks the first one, tears his head off, and I guess Isaac did have the little eye cannons. Yeah, he takes out those other 2 guys, and in that sweet moment, Ty hugs him. He's like, "Well, I won't let them hurt you." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's my boy, Isaac. He redeemed himself."
I was so worried he was gonna turn evil. I really did.
And then in the last little bit of like jerkiness, that Prime, he's like, "You're always gonna be alone because after you did this, you lost everything." And it's like, well, he saved this young boy.
Again, for someone that doesn't have any emotions, he sure knows how to manipulate. Yeah.
Then Isaac goes in full-on boss mode and just wipes out the whole entire bridge because they weren't expecting it.
No.
Kills all of them. And then he comes up with the plan. He's like, hey, I'm going to basically overload the sensors and cause an EMP burst. And it's going to take out all the everyone on the ship.
Well, you'll be fine, but everyone else will be affected.
And he's like, what about you? He's like, it'll take me offline.
Well, we have no choice. We have to. This is the only way because we can't fight all of them.
And he tells Ty, he's like, well, just tell your mother I'm sorry. I'm like, oh, and he hits it, boom, they all shut down.
Yeah, and even before this, I'm going to tell you the code to open the doors.
Yeah.
He tells them whatever the code was. Open the shuttle bay doors.
Because you have to get down there.
Yeah.
You got to get the crew back on the
bridge. He knew how to get out of the ship in the first episode, but he didn't know how to open the shuttle bay doors.
But, he does it, and then he goes down to the self-sacrifice. He did the sacrifice play. And it's so sad for Ty because that was like, he loves him. Yeah. And he told him that too before he went. He's like, oh, I love you, Isaac. Then Isaac kind of does the thing and he gets down. It's like kind of nice that even though these were the bad guys, he still took the time to walk around them.
Yeah,
instead of like stepping over.
That's how he is.
But he opens up the shuttle bay doors. He's like, yeah, Isaac saved all of us. And everyone's like, well, that we can worry about that later. We got to take control of the bridge.
Yeah. They're
pulling all the Kalons off there. And of course, there's Isaac. And they're pulling him away from his console. And then even Captain Mercer's looking over like, he did.
But he had to do it, though. He had to do it.
So they get control of their vessel, and they're still thinking, well, we're at
Earth now, so this is it.
They zoom in. We see what?
I'd say about ships? I would say at least about maybe 200. Remember, there's 3,000 in the fleet, so 200. That's the closest I can get there.
Then we're like, oh, yeah, here it is. Comes back from commercial.
Oh, my goodness.
This is one of the best space battles I've seen in anything ever. That's including Star Wars, the movies.
In the last episode's DS9. It's definitely up there for me. It's neck and neck, if not better. Visually, it's better. It's better visually. It's incredible.
We pretty much get action from here on out. We get all these cool set pieces. They're targeting people. You know, the lure deflectors out. All the cool do pattern alphas. Like all the cool stuff that we love.
Yeah, and then he goes, I don't know what to attack. He goes, eating me in my own. Just attack anyone. It doesn't matter, Boris.
He's like, oh, we can't scan their things. Like, just pick some or shoot at it.
Shoot at it.
And some of these, you can tell that some of their tactics, they're kamikazing.
But they're not dying either. They're just ripping right through the ships. That's how much better they're when it comes to the metal, the material they use, they can rip right through a Union ship and not get damaged themselves.
Yeah, like shoot it a little bit, then bust right
through.
Through it. Halsey's up there too.
Yeah.
And he's like, Jake, it's taking, what did they say? They lost.
Well, we lost about 35 ships and they only lost 6. So, man, we're taking a pounding here.
And it's kind of funny as he calls in and he's like basically complaining. I'm trying to think at this point, if I was Mercer, stow that belly aching. I got a damn war to win. I don't need to worry about your complaining. Keep shooting. Just don't stop shooting.
Yeah, exactly.
But some of the ships, some of the Kalon ships have broken off and they're making their
way to Earth. So we gotta go. We can't let them do that.
So the Orville and a couple other ships.
Oh, look at this! This is just incredible. Just thinking about it.
They get formation and they're starting to take out the ship. Oh my! I want to play an Orville game. I want to go on a ride, like a simulator ride or something. Guys,
I'm going to be honest with you. If this was in a movie theater, I'd have been satisfied. If this two-parter was a movie, just add another 30 minutes, I'd have been in heaven. I would have enjoyed it. I would have thought it was a 10. A movie.
It's so gorgeous. And they're attacking, they're losing ships left and right. Even one of the big battle cruisers goes down.
Yeah, and those big ships even got destroyed. Yeah, because he took the brunt of it. He tried to save them. See, he gets just slaughtered.
This visual effects are just...
gosh.
You point to me another space battle... And any time that it looks as good as this. Yeah. And not even counting TV, movies as well. It's ridiculous. Yeah, this is right up there with that final scene in Rogue One.
Yeah. That's what I said. Last Jedi, it just has that level of graphics.
They're giving it the all.
Those guys got blown out of the thing there too. When
they're getting hull breaches.
Yeah.
And the Orville's I'm pretty sure they didn't say it, but I think the Orville's using that remodulated shield.
Yeah, thank goodness for that deflector right from a little bit earlier. But it's funny, too, because there's this scene where Lamar gets him right in the right thing, gets him, goes, boom, he says the thing he does in the first episode, got you, boom, B-word. That was so intense because it was about to hit him, too, head on. It's like, oh, wow.
They're like, we're not going to be able to stop him. Then Captain Mercer, this is where I think Seth MacFarlane wants to be a captain. And he's like, order everyone to escape vessels, get out of here. I'm going to basically overload the quantum engine and use myself as a bomb just to take out these ships that are making their way towards Earth.
Have to.
And he does it with no hesitation. Nothing. There's no murmur in his voice. I didn't stutter. Get everyone off the ship. I'm going to basically do a suicide run.
I don't blame him. He kind of, at that point, you got to stop him.
But right before they initiate the plan, like, oh, there's some ships coming in. And here comes
the more Kalons?
No. But bam, we got the cavalry's here, my boys.
Real.
And they're coming in, and it's so cool. This battle scene is so awesome.
Yeah.
Then we see the captain contacts Captain Mercer. He's like, oh, thanks for coming. He's like, just stay out of our way. And they start the offense, start turning the tide a little bit. But man, it's no easy task. They brought another 30, 40 ships?
Yeah, it's still a battle. Oh my goodness.
We're seeing blue lasers, red lasers, green lasers. It's so gorgeous. And they're starting to take out a bunch of their ships, but they're losing some too. And they have little
Those little fighters, remember you saw before?
They're kind of like, well, the way I would think it is like they have the big ship as the
Remember when they
nest.
captured Mercer? They had those ships, those little type of ships.
Like little wasps.
Yeah.
And it's Malloy's piloting one of them. If this isn't a Star Wars reference, I don't know what is, because they're wearing like the helmets and he's like, Red Wing ready to. It had that look to it.
The funniest thing, he looks at the other pilot and the other thing gives him yeah, he's so stupid. And the guy's like, I don't know what the hell you're doing. It's so funny.
But yeah, they start.
And it just feels very Star Wars still ship too on the inside. It's so cool. It's so cool. And then how when it rotates, you stay in your seat still. Yeah. Like, that's just cool.
It's hella cool. This whole scene
my goodness. Oh,
I want an X-wing versus TIE fighter version of Orville.
Yeah,
that for the PC, that'd be so freaking awesome.
Let's see all the different avenues we can talk about Orville that you should get into.
But they fight him back. Whatever's left of their fleet,
they leave. Fleet, they were getting decimated at that point.
They run away, and it's like. I was worried that the Crow, like, well, since we're already here, they're going to just turn
But I figured no, because the Kraylin's still a threat. I think that's why they didn't do it. And he goes, it was the will of Avis that why we
it brought us together.
So I don't know what that means.
But maybe when our roads cross again, maybe that's for a reason. So maybe this giant enemy will unite these two races.
Yeah.
Because for everything that we've heard, it seems the Crow seem to be the number one bad guy. Not anymore.
No.
But of course, they leave. I'm like, oh, thank God they didn't, turn around. But we see the Orville goes into dry dock.
Oh, it's beautiful. Oh, my goodness.
They have Isaacs on the table. Like, do we even try to bring him back? Is that even a thing? Or do we just leave him deactivated?
But he did save us. That's the thing.
But the only reason he had to save them because he was part of the plan. But that was like his programming.
Yeah, nothing you do about that.
And then after all that action, I forgot. I'm like, oh. Yamfit shows up. He's like, hey, I've been inside of one of these guys. I kind of know where all the
hotspots are
at. I'm like, oh, thank God he didn't die because he looked pretty jacked up.
Yeah, he did.
He's like, hey, I'll jump inside of him and then I can maybe restart him, kind of give him like a jump. And of course, they let him do it. He crawls inside of him and we're all thinking, okay, is he going to be able to do it? And his eyes light up and it's like, oh, I was deactivated for 7 cycles. What happened?
2 cycles or something like that. Yeah, 1.5. But yeah, it was incredible.
And then he's like, everyone's like, they're happy, but then they're not happy.
Well, remember before that, Malloy and Boris were like, no, keep him deactivated. I don't even want him to come back.
And he just has those regular Isaac mannerisms where you're happy to see him, but then at the same time, we see the dry dock. Look, amazing. These visuals.
He even kills. Remember, Isha Plantia on Star Trek. That makes that look like nothing compared to this.
But battle's over. They're talking to
Admiral
Halsey, and they're like, okay, we have 2 options. We can either dismantle him and try to download his brain,
and try to find out more about the Kaylon.
Find more about him, or just destroy him and get rid of him. Then Captain Mercer's like, or we can let him just join the Union again, or join the Orville again. And he's like, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, we can't treat him the way that he was treated on his planet.
Yeah, no, because then they'd prove the Kaylon's kind of right, that we would just make them like they're nothing but second.
And then he's like, okay, if you do this, I want some type of master control.
Or we can turn them off.
And he's like, no, we can't do that, because by doing it this way, by trusting him, he will protect us. He will give up the information and willingly.
Yeah, and I'll take it for it. I mean, if it's a screw up, I'll take the responsibility.
And then that's again, and I kind of liked how in this little moment, I kind of felt that when Captain Mercer goes, I'm ready for the responsibility, I'm willing to take this on. That kind of with Kelly, how she wanted that commitment from him and he wasn't ready for it. And he took on this commitment. Is that like a parallel that she saw that in Captain Mercer?
But she knows they can't be together because of the very fact that he'd have his emotions get in the way.
And we kind of end on a kind of a sweet moment. Isaac is in the ready room.
Oh, before he goes, we're going to talk to the council about this and see if he's even going to okay it. But obviously they do okay it, but that just tells you it wasn't even Halsey's decision. That's how big the decision was.
But Isaac's in the ready room, and he's looking at the stars, and Dr. Finn walks up to him. Oh, you looking at something? He's like, oh, I'm trying to make like a visual, I forget, telephotic. Basically, he's taking a picture of his home world because he's never going to go back.
No.
And he's like, it's really hard to do, so I'm like, but if I stick at it long enough, I'll be able to get a good picture of it. Huh. And she's like, you're taking a picture of your home? I was like, well, I have no home now. The decision I made means that I can't go back, and the decision that my people made,
I don't want to go back.
Guarantee that I don't want to go back.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Oh, wow. And then, Dr. Finn kind of gives him that whole, the cliche type thing. Well, home is wherever you make it. And he's like, oh, that's a human cliche. It's like, well, cliches become that way because they're so true. They're bearing repeating. Like, oh, that is true. Like, when something's cliche, it's that for a reason.
Yep.
If it was stupid and dumb, people wouldn't have used it as often.
Yeah.
then she kind of stands with them shoulder to shoulder, and she's like, there's another human thing that we do. It's called forgiveness, and it doesn't happen all at once, but it has to start somewhere. So she kind of the thing that you can work your way towards regaining our trust and everything. And he kind of looks at the doctor, and she's like, "Oh, good night, Isaac." He turns, looks back at the stars, and that's the end of our episode.
I'm going to say this. I think they could recount it, but it's going to take time. Because remember, there's people that are going to resent Isaac. Even though he didn't kill anyone on the Orville, his people did. And there's going to be that resentment. He looks like them.
And he stood by and let it happen.
Yeah.
For the most part.
For the most part, at the beginning. Because maybe he figured maybe I can change their minds. Maybe, no. The Kalon Prime was hell-bent to kill the human race. He didn't care.
But, what a great episode. What a great two-part episode that could have ended a season.
Oh, I'm going to say this right now, and this is what it must have felt like, because obviously Next Generation was when I grew up basically watching Star Trek for the most part. I did watch the original. But when that original series came out, this is what it must have felt like when that came out. Like, well, this is something different. This is something so amazing that it's just more than just a regular show. It's just more. It is. That's what it feels like.
I'm not aware if there is a Emmy for special effects in a television show. Goodness! But this takes it easily. There's nothing.
And it's just close. The regular Fox FX people that did this. That's what McFarlane always praises them all the time. Like, guys, they did an amazing job.
They knocked it out of the freaking park. It's not even. Again, I challenge anyone to find a sequence, as long as these sequences were, they're as good. If
that fit about 20 minutes was just pure action. I'm going to say this right now. You could put that on a friggin' IMAX screen.
That'd be great.
And it'd look amazing still. It wouldn't look bad. It wouldn't look bad at all.
I'm telling you, I want a Star Tours, 4D ride or something that has, like, it'd be great.
I don't know. Since Fox shows the rights, but wouldn't it be something they licensed it to Disney and they made a ride where Star Tours is at now because they're making the Star Wars land and they have Isaac there. Hello, everyone. I'm Isaac,
That'd be cool.
That would be so cool.
I'd love it. I would go.
That would be awesome. I would freaking go in a heartbeat. If they sell Orville merchandise, guess what? I'm going to lose all my money going back to Disneyland just to buy it.
But
I'll tell you.
Yeah, I just I don't think there's a lot of discussion except for, people thinking what their ideas that they panned out or not. But overall, just an amazing two-parter, tons of action, a lot of heart. Yeah. People got to be heroes. Characters like Ganthet got to step it up and do that. They had those hero moments. I just love that stuff. It's classic.
This is what DS9 did. This is what Next Generation did. We don't see it. We don't see that anymore in sci-fi. We don't, except here.
Yeah, we have other shows that we have to watch later. But
they're not even in the same universe as this.
But man, season 2, episode 7 and 8?
I mean, we're guys. We have to remember we've only had like 20, 21 episodes of this. Yeah. It feels like this has been going on for 7, 8 years.
Yeah, this is season 7.
Yeah, it's just a run machine. I'm gonna say this right now. I would venture, and I don't know if we maybe do a poll. I think we should. What do you think is better, this two-parter or the one of the Borg and Locutus? I think it's equal, if not, maybe this is better. It's close. It is close. It's my favorite Orville episode now. I'm sorry, I love Majority Rule, but that's number 2 now. I'm sorry. This is incredible.
For social commentary, things like About a Girl, Majority Rule, but you want hard sci-fi action and those like I said, those hero moments. You don't get any better.
I'm going to say this right now too. All you people that hated all the character episodes, guess what? This made up for it in spades. Okay. It's not even close.
Man, it's just a visual feast. I loved it. I think I've said everything I need to say. I mean, do you have anything else you want to...
I'm going to say another thing, and this is what to do with McFarlane. I know McFarlane has done, Family Guy, American Dad, and he'll be known for that more because they're just, in the culture and everything. I think this is his crowning achievement, is this show. It is. I don't like American Dad. No, I'm not Family Guy, not so much anymore, but I like American Dad. But this is his crowning achievement. By far. It's not even close.
Yeah. Bravo to everyone who works on the show.
Oh my goodness. Perfect casting.
The perfect casting. You love all the characters. You care for all of them. You hurt when they're sad. You cheer when they triumph. Yeah. And that's how you know a show's great. When Isaac saved Ty, I was like, yes, thank God I could love you again. Yeah. It's okay. Thank you.
I figured but the thing is, you thought he could. Yeah. That's how amazing this writing is. You actually thought, oh my God, he could be evil forever. He could turn.
Yeah, he could have been the main series villain, but I'm just glad it turned out happy.
Yeah.
As happy as it could be.
I know I've said this a couple times before, but I'm sorry. You lived around humanoids for 700 plus years. It's going to affect you. It's going to affect you. And remember, he was meant to be a diplomat. That was the mission. So he was a little bit more willing to listen and willing to grow, and he did.
Even under the ruse of, we're just trying to basically find everything we can about him so we can take him over.
Yeah.
But overall, just another amazing episode. This two-parter, one of the best two-parters in television sci-fi history. It's just that good.
I know. It's so incredible. I don't even know at this point. It's just amazing.
Yeah. The comments on this one, I don't know how this is gonna go, except for comments like, "Oh, that was awesome," because it was just like a lot of resolution.
I think maybe people will probably more likely post like what they thought was going to happen is what did happen, maybe, because I don't know what else you could really say, but this is incredible.
Moving forward, do you think the Krill are gonna send some, maybe have basically the Krill version of an Isaac?
Probably. It should be that late. That'd
Yeah.
be great.
Would that be great?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty funny. But that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. I've been your host, Crimson Sen.
Infinite PCA.
Thanks for watching.
See you later. Bye.
Crimson Sen here. Thanks for watching the video. If you're enjoying the content, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit the bell for notifications so you don't miss a single upload. If you have any tips or story ideas, hit us up on Twitter at C15 Podcast, or better yet, join our Discord server, link in the description below.